Hey everybody, Lisa Sabaniak here from lifelikeyoumeanit.com, coming to you live to talk about some NLP strategies that you can use to help you beat imposter syndrome. So we have had actually several videos. I think we're on about our 16th or 17th video now about beating imposter syndrome using NLP techniques. So go on over to my IGTV, or if you're watching this on Facebook or YouTube, then check out my playlist for these videos there, because there are loads of tips for you. And today we're going to talk about a few more, one more really, and that is our last video was talking about reframing, about using the NLP technique to reframe the way that you are looking at things when you catch yourself saying really negative things to yourself, right? I can't do this. I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I don't deserve this. All those types of things. So how I'd like you to reframe today is I'd like when you catch yourself saying this type of negative language to yourself, is I'd like you to actually stop and ask yourself, what is my intention with this? So what you might find, for example, with your intention is that, if you were to try to go out for a new job promotion or a whole new job or launch a new product, if you are self-employed or something along those lines, you might find that this kind of negative talk really prolongs the length of time that it takes for you to actually do the launch or put your application in for the promotion, etc. And so really what your intention is to allow yourself to feel safe, right? To be safe and not have to put yourself in a risky situation, let's say, of being possibly rejected or possibly finding out that this language you're using, I'm not good enough, is actually true and your product wouldn't be good enough to sell or something along those lines. So just asking yourself, what is my intention with this, can really open up and give you a really clear understanding of what's really going on here, right? So the most common thing that I see, and I saw this with myself as well when I would ask these questions, is just that example that I gave you, that I was basically delaying putting myself in a situation where I would possibly get any kind of negative feedback that would actually reinforce this deep belief that I had that I wasn't good enough. Right? I believed it and I saw evidence for it everywhere, but that didn't mean that I wanted to have hard evidence by putting myself into a position of possibly being rejected. Right? So that was a real big one for me. And I know that it's a really big one for a lot of other people. But other things that we might find when we say, what is my intention with this, is we might find that there are other needs that we are getting met by having this kind of language with ourselves. Right? So the need to be safe and not have to possibly face rejection, not have to put ourselves out there, not have to move out of our comfort zone. Those are all really serious types of things that we all deserve to have. We all deserve to feel like we are accepted and loved and smart enough and good enough and comfortable and safe and all those types of things. So the need doesn't need to change. But sometimes the way that we're going about meeting that need, we end up realizing isn't actually the best way. So by stopping and catching yourself saying these negative things to yourself and then asking, what is my intention here? You can actually learn a lot about yourself, the deeper side of why you are choosing to talk to yourself like that and choosing to have those kinds of thoughts and fixating on them and allowing them to dictate the different decisions and choices that you have to make throughout every single moment of every day, giving you a lot of insight about how you are working, what's working for you, what's driving you to make the decisions that you make, really is quite an eye-opener and is quite empowering, actually. And so you might think sitting here with imposter syndrome or really serious negative thoughts, you might think, oh no, this is going to just put me down that spiraling down the rabbit hole here. But I promise you, it actually doesn't. It's a really fascinating experience that you will have where perhaps at first you might say, oh my gosh, I'm doing it again. I'm so disappointed in myself. And you start going down that side of things. But I promise you, the empowerment is there. It's always there with awareness. Because when we start to actually see what we're really doing and why we're really doing it, it makes it almost impossible to continue, right? It's like we've removed the wool that was over our eyes and we can't put it back over again. So this is an excellent tangible tip for you. Nobody else needs to know that you're doing it. It's all up in here, and do it for yourself every single time you catch yourself saying negative things about yourself and your abilities, especially when it comes to your career or your personal life, things that are going to actually make a big impact in your life. I hope that was helpful. As always, I welcome your comments and your suggestions, your advice, letting us know what's working for you. That is always something really wonderful to share with everybody that is watching. Again, whether that's here on Instagram or whether that is on YouTube or in Facebook. I would so appreciate your engagement and letting us know what's working for you. And also, if you're finding that these tips that I'm giving you for beating imposter syndrome as well as coping with anxiety are something that you're really resonating with, then I encourage you to book a free 30-minute discovery call with me. That's right, it's completely and totally free, where we can have an exchange. I can get to know what's going on with you, and we can see exactly what I can do to help. So to access that, just go to lifelikeyoumeanit.com/calendar. I hope I get the opportunity to meet you soon. Bless.